Good morning and welcome to another extremely dreary day at Ewetopia Farms. But there's nothing dreary about these guys. Hi, Scotty. Hi. Are you wanting your breakfast? Hey? Hi, boys. How y'all doing today? This is feeding of the big rams. Now that we got a whole bunch of yearlings in here, it looks like quite a crowd. So generally when you're buying a breeding ram, you can look for prices. Usually start at least 3 market lambs equals 1 ram. Some people say 5. And the reason for that is you've chosen them for being the best of like 600 sheep. So you're picking the best of the best. You're investing in the top quality rams to produce these rams. So you pay accordingly what the breeder has invested in the sheep to produce the quality that you're looking for. And like our sign in the barn says, cheap sheep ain't good. Good sheep ain't cheap. So basically you get what you pay for. The days of $600 breeding stock rams are gone. That's Scotty. He's playing, that's all he's doing. So the rams are getting along pretty good. They look kind of ratty right now. They need a good shearing, but we're going to have the shearer in shortly and they'll all look pretty again. We've got a few taller ones and a few smaller ones, and most of them are in the medium size range, but that way the rams can go on any type of ewe. Like this guy at the front, he's a triplet and he's smaller. But he'd be great for people with Ritos or Romanovs or something smaller, just to add some fast growth, but not to destroy your ewes with a ginormous ram. So yeah, all rams aren't chosen equally, because all rams have to go with different ewes and different breeding programs and stuff like that. So you've got to try to find a ram that suits what it is that your flock is lacking, or what you're wanting to improve, or whatever, and go from there. Well, I hear the lambs crying, so they want their milk. So let's head inside and see what today has in store for us.
I'm gonna bring the bale right to the very back and drop it in.
Oh, okay. So wanted me to get them to go around the other side.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. We're gonna bring a bale in. We're gonna bring a bale in. He wants to load it from this side because we have chutes, so we're gonna feed these girls a bale of hay. Max, leave them alone. And now we get a nice close-up of the girls. The sheep look thin compared to with their wool on, because the wool makes them look so puffy. But actually, there's no spines or anything showing. The ribbing marks and stuff are actually the shearing lines. So these girls are in good shape for breeding. you don't want them bone thin and you don't want them fat. There's one of our little cross girls. She's always been a favorite. Oh, the excitement of a new bale. See how much easier it is to unroll a dry bale as opposed to a wet bale. Wet bales tend to stick a little more, plus they're really heavy. So that's one barn fed, and in this barn it's smaller than the coveralls. We've got about 70, we've got about 90 ewes in here right now. So we're mixing a new batch of treat feed again today. This is our grinder mixer. You can see it is filling up. I get out of the noise a little bit. So our crepe is a mixture of corn, barley, and roasted soybeans. They're all grown on our farm, and it is mixed according to how the feed store told us to mix it in order to produce a 16% ration. These guys go farther each day. They're down at the main barn. Oh, and here she is, Tammy. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Come on, let's go. So they're walking all in Arnie's shop. Wait till they start knocking things over. And yes, they've managed to get on top of the big bales now. As they don't jump off the big bales, they have like a ladder, right? They can go up and down.
Not that figured out, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
How high should we get?
Well, I figure who's gonna break the leg first. So we had to carry the pails over with the skid steer because it's a mobbing with some of these guys. That are bottle babies in here. So we're gonna give a lot more straw out today. Like I've said before, in the summer we don't use nearly as much bedding because the air is dry. The sheep go outside, so there's not nearly the amount of moisture buildup and urine and manure in the barns. But it's been a very wet, cold, dampy winter and spring, and the barns just need bedding. And some people would consider this clean bedding. But for me, if I can't find a place to sit down and film or pet some lambs, it means it's too dirty. Or if I see manure is very obvious in the pen, like that, it's too dirty. I've seen some people's farms where their pens look like pure mud. We don't allow our sheep to live in those kind of conditions, so we've got the straw, and the health of the sheep is extremely important to us. So until these doors go open and this humidity and moisture and dampy weather goes away, we're going to be using a lot of straw. So here comes the first bale. Luckily it's an easy job, we just roll it out. And the good thing is that when we go to clean the barns, we've got a lot of fertilizer for the fields. And fertilizer this year, as everybody probably knows, especially if you're a farmer, it's sky high. I've heard it's tripled or quadrupled its normal price. So this is a bonus for us. When you roll out the fresh stuff, it's actually easy to see the difference in the pen color. So obviously when it gets dampy, you can see it's a darker color. Another part of my day is doing the salt and mineral. So I pour it in here, and they eat it at the end. And I check that every day, and I knock it down because as they lick it, again, the moisture can make it solid and it won't flow as easily. So we have a rod in there to knock it down. But the interesting thing is, if you're doing that every day, you'll get to see what the sheep are doing. So at certain times of the year or certain times in their life cycle, I'll call it, they'll be going through more of a certain thing than another. Like I just filled up these mineral feeders yesterday, and there's still a lot of salt left, but the mineral needed topping up. And I'm noticing that in all the barns right now, that the sheep are eating a lot of mineral. So that indicates to me that there's something in the mineral that they're missing right now. Either the hay is not up to snuff, or we've been cutting sheep off grain. So they seem to know what they need, and they'll eat it accordingly. Seems like we go through a lot of salt in the wintertime and more mineral at this time of year. So that's why it's nice to have loose salt and mineral too, because it allows you to really see what your sheep are doing. So Arnie said he needed a break. And if we hadn't put straw down, you couldn't have done this. So I figure if we can't lay in it, they shouldn't have to lay in it either. It's the same theory with the water drinkers and the food. If it's dirty and I wouldn't in a pinch drink the water or whatever, then they shouldn't have to either.
I have a sore finger, huh?
Okay.
Oh. Okay, he's helping another side.
Okay, that's one side done.
What?
With the break included. Now we're going to go to the other side. So again, we're on the other side of the barn now. And see that what it looks like? Like, to me, that's really dirty. And like I said, some people would say it's not, but we got another bale of straw coming this way. And this entire barn will be completely done. Straw, hay, bottles, grain in one of these barns that's housing 120 ewes and about 200 lambs. It takes us about half an hour per barn each morning. And then we do it again at night, but night is much quicker. So I rinse out our drinkers every single day, and this is why I prefer these type of drinkers as opposed to ones that are running through lines. The line drinkers are really hard to clean and not nice at all. So you can see with these drinkers, see that's a drinker that was cleaned yesterday, and that's muck, and they drop straw and hay and stuff in there. There's a bit of wool. Sometimes you'll find a dead bird or a dead mouse in them. Sometimes they just manage to get the poop just right, and in it goes. So these are nice because there's a plug inside, and you can just pull it out. And as it's draining, you just rub it down. I also carry a scrub brush. It's like a little, those little pot scrubbies. If it's really dirty, or once a month or so, I'll just give it an extra rubbing down the sides and stuff, because even when you do this, slime builds up, and I don't like slime on the feeders, the drinkers. And then you can pull out the straw, and then you just plug her up. It's not a big job. It takes a few seconds a day, and it's nice and clean. If I left it until it was really scummy, then it's a big job. So the bedding and the drinkers and the mineral and feeding good quality hay and creep feed is part of sheep care, and we think these jumping boxes are also part of sheep care. We want our sheep to be happy and have fun and get exercise. We are mainly an indoor operation in the winter time, so gives them something to do, and you've all seen that they do love playing on these things. As Arnie's feeding the hay on the box, we have one of the keeper rams. He's a beauty, and he's got fantastic personality. Hello, you're really nice. I've been telling him he's going to make it to the stud ram category. Hey, buddy. I'll go get him off selfie mode and show him. Hey, buddy. Oh, and there he goes. Hey, buddy, let's show you. And he's going to walk off. But he's really nice. And when you put down the straw, you'll get some that lay in it right away. It's like, oh, this feels so good. There, we got a guy right back there. And they'll nibble away at the clean, in this case it's hay, old hay. And they'll spread any clumps out just by running around in it. This barn is the February-March lambs. And we have the barn set up so that the ewes can eat at the feeder back here. And it used to be that the lambs would fight for space to eat in there as well. But if they go through these creep gates, you can see the majority have come in here to eat their hay and creep without interference from the moms. And this keeps them much safer because nobody gets trapped in the feeders that way. So now the creep feed that we mixed in our mixer is getting put into our little storage bin so we can easily feed the lambs their creep every day. This is just a container we keep in the barns. And then we scoop it out with a pail into the creep feeders. Now we're gonna take it out of here. I just have to stop this auger from swinging around and hitting the barn door. So that barn's finished, and we're gonna fill up this creep bin in here, this barn too. After we've fed the grain, we're gonna let these guys out for the first time. See how they like running around in the yard. This side is all the weaned lambs. This barn is 140 feet long, 50 feet wide. So the trough is about 110 feet long. We decided on the spur of the moment to pull out the older rams from the ewes because the Dorset rams aren't trustworthy for breeding at a very young age. So we've pulled out all the January Dorsets now. As the sun goes down, we'll call that a day, and hopefully you'll join us again tomorrow for the next episode at Ewetopia Farms. Bye for now.